Alright, we're done with episode 4. Maybe you're excited, maybe you're pissed. I wanted to just do a kind of like experiment to see who I thought might get saved, who might get eliminated. Heading into episode 5, I haven't checked out any spoilers, haven't checked out the app for the votes or anything. Just pretty much looking at views and that's it. Only taking a look just at the group performances. I think I think nothing before that kind of has a major impact going into the voting that happened right after the end of 4. So how I modeled the outcome, like I said, it was YouTube views. These are on the individual fan cams or fan cam style videos that they did that they released between 3 and 4. And I took a look at these after all was said and done, so that it wasn't really skewed, at least what I thought. Some other things I took into consideration is did their team, their cell of cells win? And it gave them a very small boost for the one team that got to do the M countdown. When it comes to being saved, we can only see what we can see, right? So we don't actually know what they're thinking about all the other people that they didn't comment on at all. One thing I forgot a little bit that I was poking around some of the stuff from around a month or two ago is that 50% of this voting is internal into or not international. So we're not going to get a complete picture here. And then it's based on the group, not just how popular one individual is. Sure, they might be so high that they bring up the whole group, but there's a lot of people that are really low in the view count. So that would lead me to believe that they're either in danger or, if they make it through this one, then there's a pretty low likelihood they're going to make it through the next one. And then lastly, yeah, consider it's, probably rigged. I don't know. It's I look at it as entertainment purposes only, right? And I think that's the way you should too. So yeah, kind of along those lines, when I took a look at this, if you really look at the K group, there's definitely going to be, I would say, 4 to 5 people that you're thinking to yourself, why is this person going home? And it's because it's cell based. So probably the other 2 people in their group are not very popular either, and even if they're talented, that's not really what this is about. I mean, as much as you can say it is, it's really not. It's really more of a popularity thing at this point, right? And kind of along those lines, I think it's the group of people I'll show you later that I think that they would be likely to save. It's going to be a little bit bigger for the K group, and when you look at the J and the C group, past the people I've picked, if everybody that you think is worth bringing on to the next one is in, then it becomes anyone's guess who they pick. There could be a few obvious names, but it's much harder for the K group. So first I'll start off. These are the people I think are just super safe going into the next round. I'd be very surprised if any of these, 18-ish people are going home. You can see I got notes down here. One or more in each of the rows, which are the cells, are super popular. Sometimes 2. Yeah. So even if they had small parts or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all about how popular they are, right? So yeah. So this is a big one. I'll, pause if you want to check this one out. I would say these people are almost certainly facing elimination. Yeah, the rows are not really in any order, but each row is a full. So you'll notice this is the K column here. There's some pretty good people in here. I mean, there's good people in these other ones too. That's one thing I kind of like about this season. There's no one that's really bad, I would say. But yeah, I mean, there's some surprising ones in here. And remember, this is not really, my opinion. It's kind of how I picked the model of, looking at views and stuff. Yeah, so I mean, there's people that I think deserve to move on, but probably they won't. And I'll show you later on this ranker over here. These people I think are kind of in the middle, and you can see I have this note here. I think six of these, 2 rows of these are going to be safe. I don't really know which one, and I think about half of this table is in danger of going home. Maybe the judges save them, maybe they don't, right? And this kind of, you look at some of them, you're kind of surprised, right? But hey, I don't think the views lie. I think if you like them, you showed up for them, and if you didn't, well, that's too bad. They're going home, right? Maybe they'll have another chance later. Maybe they won't. Okay, so when I took a look at this kind of danger zone and kind of the likelihood of who's going home, who's not, this is who I would expect, the judges to save. I would be super happy if I got one of these names right. If I got 2, that'd be amazing. Like I said, it's pretty hard for the C and the J group. Yeah, so all these people, as you can see on my note here, these are not, from here on out, basically they're not grouped by cells. So I didn't display kind of their mates here. But yeah, most of them either lost or they, have cellmates that aren't popular, or sometimes both. So yeah, I mean, if you look at this column, I would say all of these people deserve to go on, but I wouldn't be surprised if 3 of them went home, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so one thing I also noticed too is this one's not really in order or by cells or anything, is these kinds of people, these all really got carried by one really popular group member, and I'd be really surprised they made it past whatever the next round may be. So they'll probably survive, maybe when they shouldn't have, and where some of these people will go home. But I mean, you made it through one. I guess that's something. It would pretty much take like a miracle, kind of on the editing to get these people to go through. And then lastly, I just want to take a look at 5 people I thought were kind of interesting for different reasons. I mean, this girl I thought was kind of interesting, when you look at the actual performance compared to how they portrayed her. I mean, I thought she was pretty good, and the view counts on her videos, pretty high. I'm not sure. Maybe people wanted to check it out for themselves. Maybe they actually like her. I think that's it's going to be an interesting one to see. This girl here, this is the one that gave up the spot in 17 to that other girl with the beret, and they ended up winning. But I'm kind of wondering, did she sacrifice herself to be able to win that? So that's pretty interesting. Kind of sad for her. But hey, it's competition. You gotta look out for number 1, and I don't know if she did that. I thought this girl was interesting. She feels to me as like outdated. You know, if this is the girl who in the demo round did, I think it was Guy in Paradise Lost. Anyway, I'm just wondering if you know, she finds herself on the outside. Do the judges have a reason to save her? She seemed like kind of the only one that can pull off that type of concept that I've seen so far. And I'm just wondering, does that have any value? I'm thinking no, but I could definitely be wrong. And you know, maybe she got the votes and maybe she stays anyway. Just thought it was interesting. I think she also led her group. Just doesn't seem to be, you know, super popular. I think she's pretty good, but everybody's pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. This is one of the twins. You know, in the way I portrayed people moving on and people staying, I have this one going through and the other one missing. And I think that's pretty interesting. Of course, they could both go through, or they could both go home too. This is the one that was on the winning team, and for that reason, she kind of got pushed up a little bit in the way I modeled the outcome. But I just thought it was interesting because if, let's say, her sister goes home, you know, does she have a chance to make it through one more round, or is she kind of doomed at that point? I just thought it was interesting. And then lastly, this is the girl who killed her own voice. You know, probably super disappointing for, you know, both her group, you know, fans, and herself, of course. You know, I don't know. We don't know what was displayed before that. Do the judges have a reason to keep her? I think she goes. I think she's eliminated, and I think based on only what I've seen from the episodes, I think that she is worth saving if there's kind of no other options available. I think it's kind of like a risk, quote unquote, that makes sense for the judges to see one more time. And yeah, I just think that was pretty interesting. So yeah. One thing I forgot to point out is that's my top 9, and you know, as you can see, I put in the danger zone or almost certainly facing elimination. The one that I marked as number 2, I thought this person was very strong singer, but yeah, the views just didn't show up for her. So I think that's a strong candidate to be saved if the judges think the same way as me, but you know, maybe not, and that's too bad. Hope you guys found this entertaining, and yeah, looking forward to the next one. See ya.